So a friend of mine has just sent me this crazy story of a guy who shot someone's dog at the park in Belmead, Percy Warner Park, and has asked me what I think of it. And I don't think people are going to like this video because the law is not great here. So let's kind of recap the facts as I understand them. There was a dog that was not on a leash. Supposedly, the dog was on a shock collar, like a remote collar, but not a leash, which is against Metro law. There was a guy who had a handgun. He's a permit holder. Guns are legal in parks now, which we'll get to in a second. And supposedly the dog got too close and the guy shot and killed the dog. And the question is, what can be done here? Now, there's not going to be any criminal charges because the dog was not lawfully on a leash and the guy can legally have a handgun. Now, what's up with that? Well, Metro Nashville has a law against bringing guns into parks, but what happened is the state of Tennessee did something called preemption, which is they passed a law that says cities don't get to make their own rules about where guns can be possessed or carried. And so if people want to bring guns into parks, cities are powerless to prevent that from happening. So you can thank your state legislators for the presence of this gun legally in this park that was used to kill this dog. Now, so what, right? No criminal charges. What about suing? What about hiring someone like me to sue this guy? Now, there's an interesting little factual dispute from what I've seen, which is whether the dog was threatening at all, right? So we made the video about police, when the police can shoot your dog, but this is not a cop, right? So the law is a little bit different. And when you're talking about negligence, okay, the question is going to be whether he was reasonably afraid for his life, because a jury might be able to say, well, if a dog is threatening you and coming at you, and you can defend yourself, and that might include using your gun that you brought to the park. Who knows? They might say that. But the problem here is there is a statute, again, thank your Tennessee legislators, that says the most you can get for the loss of your pet, $5,000. Your dog is worth $5,000 of pain and suffering, your emotional attachment to your dog, $5,000. Now, if you've got some sort of specially trained service dog, you might be able to recoup, the costs of those specialized training. But if it's just, the family pet that you took to the dog and some guy with a gun thought it got too close and shoots the dog in front of you and your family, $5,000. Thanks for watching.